Hello and welcome. I'm Saeed from StoryPlanet.net. Dive right into the essence of the most captivating books without reading them cover to cover. Whether you're on the go, at the gym, or just relaxing at home, we offer you a unique and enriching listening experience. Today, we are exploring the book Brave New World, a creation by Aldous Huxley. Brave New World, 1932, is a dystopian novel that takes place in a society where individuals are manipulated to be content and focused on seeking pleasure. This world idolizes Henry Ford, representing an enlarged version of an assembly line that produces standardized goods, lacking uniqueness, and ultimately consumable. Before we delve into these revelations, it's interesting to note that Aldous Huxley, the renowned English writer and philosopher, is best known for his impactful novels. His dystopian masterpiece, Brave New World, and its optimistic counterpart, The Island, have made a lasting impression. Huxley's literary achievements earned him 9 Nobel Prize in Literature nominations. Additionally, his insightful work, The Perennial Philosophy, contributed greatly to the fields of universalism and philosophical mysticism. In his later years, Huxley developed a fascination with psychedelics and documented his remarkable mescaline experience in a widely celebrated essay titled The Doors of Perception. With 5 key ideas to unveil, brace yourself for a deep dive into this captivating book. On StoryPlanet.net. To start, experience life in the dystopian world state. Brave New World, published in 1932, is set in a futuristic society that worships Henry Ford and his assembly line philosophy. The society is based on efficiency, consumption, and collectivism. Human beings are mass-produced, and their roles in society are biologically engineered from birth. Unlike George Orwell's 1984, this dystopia does not have a totalitarian government, but rather a society where people enjoy being controlled. The story begins at the Central London Hatchery and Conditioning Centre. Key idea number 1. The Central London Hatchery and Conditioning Centre is a facility that plays a crucial role in the society depicted in Aldous Huxley's novel Brave New World. It is responsible for the mass production and conditioning of human beings for their assigned roles in the dystopian society. The center uses advanced technology and techniques to control and manipulate the development and behavior of individuals from their conception, ensuring conformity and stability in the society. The hatchery symbolizes the loss of individuality and natural reproduction, highlighting the dehumanizing effects of a society that prioritizes efficiency and control over human connection and freedom. The Central London Hatchery and Conditioning Centre in Brave New World follows the motto of community, identity, stability. Human beings are created in laboratories and undergo conditioning to ensure social stability. The Bokanovsky's process allows for the creation of identical human beings in uniform batches. Fetuses are predestined and conditioned from infancy to dislike books and flowers, as these could disrupt the social order. All conditioning aims to make people accept and enjoy their fate. The dystopian society maintains control through a tightly managed social hierarchy, psychological conditioning, and eugenics, resulting in a lack of rebellion or protest. This differs from the approach in 1984, where there is less extreme conditioning and control. Key idea number 2. The text is not provided, so I am unable to summarize it. Please provide the text so I can assist you. In this section, Bernard and Lenina visit the pueblo of Malpais in New Mexico. They encounter the stark differences between their civilized society and the native inhabitants of the pueblo. They meet John, a complex character who has connections to both worlds and is influenced by Shakespeare rather than hypnopaedia. John expresses interest in learning more about their society, using the phrase "Brave New World," which becomes a recurring theme. The chapter explores the power of words and conditioning in shaping individuals' perceptions and behavior. Key idea number 3. The text discusses the concept of a brave new world and its implications. When John, the savage, is brought to London, he becomes a sensation and is shown various facilities. He is horrified by a factory of identical twins and vomits. People are not interested in his mother, Linda, who is addicted to soma, the pleasure drug. John participates in the feelies, a combination of movies and symphonies with sensory effects. He refuses to engage in promiscuity like the rest of society and struggles with his values and desires. He becomes disillusioned with the brave new world and feels like an outcast. Linda turns to soma for relief. Key idea number 4. Park Lane Hospital for the Dying is a specialized medical facility that provides care for terminally ill patients. The hospital's main focus is on providing comfort, pain management, and emotional support to patients and their families during the end-of-life stage. They have a team of dedicated healthcare professionals who are experienced in end-of-life care and provide personalized treatment plans to ensure the highest quality of life for patients. The hospital aims to create a peaceful and compassionate environment where the needs and wishes of the patients are respected and fulfilled. Lenina visits the savage and tries to seduce him while under the influence of soma. He rejects her advances and is later devastated by the death of his mother. He witnesses a shipment of soma and begs people not to take it, leading to a riot. John, along with Helmholtz and Bernard, is taken to see Mustafa Mond, who offers them a chance to live on an island as individuals. John and Mond engage in a debate about the value of suffering and happiness in society. The chapter explores John's breaking point and his desire to change the dystopian world. The main themes of the novelle are summarized by Mond, and the reader is encouraged to choose which character to side with. Key idea number 5. The Lighthouse is a film directed by Robert Eggers and released in 2019. It stars Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson as two lighthouse keepers who become stranded on a remote island. The film explores themes of isolation, madness, and power dynamics as the two men struggle to maintain their sanity and survive. It is known for its stunning cinematography and intense performances, with critics praising its atmospheric and surreal style. Overall, The Lighthouse is a psychologically driven film that delves into the depths of the human psyche. In the final section of the novel, John the Savage tries to purify himself from the influence of the world state by vomiting and whipping himself. He moves to a lighthouse and crafts a bow and arrow for survival, but he feels guilty for enjoying himself and punishes himself by whipping. Eventually, a crowd gathers and they all engage in a brutal orgy. The next morning, John wakes up after being drugged and realizes what happened. Overwhelmed by his own weakness, he hangs himself. The ending highlights the struggle between the old and new worlds and the crushing power of societal conformity. In conclusion, Brave New World by Aldous Huxley portrays a society centered around mass production, consumerism, pleasure-seeking, and hypersexuality. The world state, led by 10 controllers, strives for stability and suppresses individuality. Characters like Bernard, who challenge this stability, are seen as threats. John the Savage, with his outdated beliefs in monogamy and traditional values, is brought to London and ultimately becomes disillusioned with the oppressive reality. He moves to a lighthouse and punishes himself, but this attracts a crowd who engage in an orgy. Driven by conditioning, John reluctantly participates but is consumed by guilt and hangs himself, highlighting the impossibility of reconciling the two worlds. Thank you for listening to this summary. If you enjoyed this exploration, we invite you to discover other fascinating books on storyplanet.net. Don't wait any longer. A multitude of books, stories, and knowledge await you there. See you soon on storyplanet.net.